I mean, like, for those who saw the Prison Planet TV feed of the student being body slammed, Dusty Green, by his 35-year-old principal, Joseph Orazin, you can clearly see the sick part of it is that he clearly makes an attempt to take the kid where he thinks is out of sight of the cameras. Grabs the kid, doesn't just body slam him. He takes him over to what appears to be an area with no visibility of the camera. Then he assaults him. So he had serious intent of bodily harm. He had no intent of getting caught, and luckily somebody was able to get the security tape out to the mainstream media, and this is MSNBC. This is Inside Edition. This is mainstream media stuff here, and maybe this principal will get a taste of his own medicine now. And
no, I hope so.
If you go to my YouTube channel, I have a video on it, and I have the number for the school, and I strongly urge you, give the school a call and just tell them suspension is not good enough. He doesn't deserve any spot in education.
I agree wholeheartedly. Why don't you give out your YouTube channel name?
My YouTube channel would be youtube.com/NSaneSkater007. If you go on YouTube and search Robert Wanek, my videos will come up from my channel, and you can navigate your way from there. I have the full-length video of the assault, and I have commentary and the school's number in a separate video. And we just need to bring justice. I don't care if the kid would happen to do drugs. I don't care if the kid is a troublemaker. Whatever he may be, no 15-year-old deserves to be assaulted by a 35-year-old principal.
I couldn't agree more. And, you know, back when I was a kid, I got to tell you, there was a few instances that are more than questionable about things that happened to me because, as you can imagine, I used to run my mouth. I mean, you know, some guy called in a few days ago, last week, and he said, "Oh, you have an agenda, Bermas, just like everybody has an agenda." And I'm like, I don't have an agenda. He's like, "Well, what about this radio show? You need people to listen to you so you can make money." I'm like, I've been running my mouth. I mean, the reason I have this radio show, man, is because I've been running my mouth for over... I mean, I've been running my mouth my whole life, but once I found out about 9/11 and I found out about, you know, globalism, the New World Order, you know, these secret societies, I have been running my mouth nonstop since 2002, straight up. Whether it be at a party, at Thanksgiving dinner, you know, I'm getting laughed at by Paul Hartman, but that's the real deal. I mean, I'll sit there and talk about it with people. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's party or it's Thanksgiving, I'm talking about it. And I just can't talk about anything else because this is what's going on now. This is reality. And if we don't step up, if we don't have more Robert Waneks, Jason Bermases, Alex Joneses out there, then we're not going to win. That's the bottom line. We need our best tool is our First Amendment right of freedom of speech. And with freedom of speech, you know, we can use our mouths. We can write things on paper. We can email people. Okay, we can hand out flyers. We can hand out movies. You know, I think movies are the best tool. I don't know what you think. I mean, you obviously have a YouTube channel, and these are short films. But it seems like YouTube clips, actual videos, these are the hardest hitting pieces of information that can really turn a person around in under an hour.
Absolutely. And the DVDs are always good. Like, I got Alex, I was fortunate enough to have Alex send me over 200 copies of Truth Rising, which went fast, and the most receptive people to it are the younger people, the 16-year-olds, the 18-year-olds, those who have already been fresh out of the system, fresh out of the school system, that know things are corrupt. And they turn immediately to 9/11, and they know the truth. But YouTube videos are also a great tool in fighting the information war because you can get your point across to as many viewers as you want, 200,000 viewers, whatever. And you can advertise the videos all over the internet. That's why this whole Internet 2 scheme, they're working to destroy the internet. As you said, you spread information through emails. They got FISA. They want to wiretap your phone, read your emails, and this is no longer talking about football on the weekends, who won the Super Bowl. This is real life stuff, and this is the stuff that we need to be talking about.
Absolutely. You know, we have to detach ourselves from our sports icons and our video games and our favorite television shows sometimes, not all the time. There's time for relaxation, there's a time for pleasure. But when you don't know that the GIVE Act that just passed is about compulsory service for your children, you need to take a good look in the mirror. Final segment with Robert Wanek coming up. It's the Info Warrior with Jason Bermas. The call line is 866-582-9933. We're going to be taking your calls after Robert. We'll be back after this. Folks, it's official. My board op, Jaron, is the worst dancer of all time, and he's sitting in the back trying to groove it along and just piss poor, Jaron. I mean, it's not even funny as a joke. It's just terrible dancing. We are on the line with Robert Wanek. The website is NWOalert.com. That's NWOalert.com. And I kind of wanted to get your take in this final segment, Robert, about the technocracy that's being built. You know, I just posted on the InfoWarrior.com today, Rise of the Robots, because last week, and this week I've started covering some really interesting robotic stories. I mean, number one, they've been using the big dogs now in limited military combat, and these are like four-legged, what look like mammals without heads, and that carry equipment and whatever, but could easily be fitted with a weapon. And have you seen these big dogs?
Yeah, I actually saw a YouTube video about one of these, and it's kind of mind-blowing. And all of this could be used to set up a high-tech tyranny, and like not only for weapons. How do we know that they've been using these high-altitude blimps for surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they basically have the ability to track you wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
And what comes after the big dogs, we all know about the RFID chips and stuff like that. But if martial law comes, put it this way, they definitely have the technology to do some damage. So we can't let Obama have his way with gun control, and we can't let him sway the younger people over with this Give Act.
Yeah, and they're actually going to be deploying these big dogs en masse over in Afghanistan, along with a bunch of new helicopter drones that are unmanned aerial vehicles as well. Now, on the private sector, not the military sector, we covered a story about this new UK fish robot. Have you seen this story?
I actually haven't seen this story.
Go to the InfoWarrior.com if you can, and just check out what this thing looks like. This is literally, it looks like a fish, okay? It looks like a carp. It's shaped like a carp, only it's huge. And it's about 3 to 5 feet in length. And they cost about 30 G's. When you see it from afar, it actually looks like a real fish. But it's not. And what's crazy about this thing is, in the past when they've had these robots, what they've been using is remote control. They keep tabs on it through a GPS system and they remotely maneuver it, correct? This is independent of all human control. This is literal artificial intelligence, and it's going to redirect the information back to the people that created it through Wi-Fi technology. So we're literally going to have eventually, this thing right now is in its infancy. There's only about 5 of them out there. They cost about $30,000 to make. And they're putting them in streams, rivers, and seas to look at environmental impacts. But can you imagine an army of drone fish in the water to surveil? What's going on there? It's nightmarish.
Yeah, and I got the visual on the fish now, and it's just unbelievable because this is so high tech, and like they're gonna surveillance of the water. Let's say the United States is on lockdown and we are in martial law, and they have all this robotic technology keeping tabs on us, making sure that we can't fight back. This technology is getting blown way out of proportion, and now we can't say they're just building this stuff for intelligence, and we can't say they're just building this because they're sophisticated. They could really be using this against us.
Absolutely. Well, that's the big fear. Number one, didn't anybody ever watch The Matrix or The Terminator? When you start having machines that are independent of human control, in other words, true artificial intelligence, you're starting down this path where machines may have more power than humans one day. How scary is that? And to use artificial intelligence to basically, use their iron hand to force their tyranny is just the next step in this new world order wet dream. It is totally sick. And when I saw this thing, it just blew me out of the water. The fact that this isn't in mainstream media anywhere in the U.S., I mean, this is a very sophisticated robot.
I mean, yeah, this could just be we are being effective at resisting the globalists. We are being effective at exposing President Obama. Like the Obama deception, I know has over 550,000 views on YouTube.
And that's just one copy.
Yeah. That's why they're bringing in this ironclad technological force that can be used against us, because they know we have the numbers and we have the manpower, because people are waking up thanks to InfoWars and shows like this.
And thanks to you, Robert. Thank you so much for joining us. The website is NWOalert.com, NWOalert.com. Robert Wanek, one of the true info warriors out there, folks. We're going to come back with a news blitz and your calls. It's 866-582-9933.